I've memorized my mother's footsteps. Now, that probably sounds bizarre, but there's a reason for it. It all starts with my dad snoring. My dad snores. Like loud ass, looks like he's struggling to breathe snores. My mum, on the other hand, is one of the lightest sleepers in the world. And thus, my parents sleep in two separate bedrooms. Both of them hate it more than anything, and my mum always starts the night asleep in their bed. She always ends the night parading across the house to the guest bedroom. It's become routine. The guest bedroom is directly across from my bedroom, and my walls are concerningly thin. If you get close enough to my door, which really isn't that close, you can hear the slightest rattle of my fan or the burn of one of my candles. It's terrifying. My mum is also extremely strict. I'm 16 and got my first ever smartphone. That wasn't some cheap $50 phone from T-Mobile 4 months ago. Even being on Reddit writing this is against her rules. No phone time after 10 p.m. according to her. Because of her nighttime habits and strictness, I'm very aware of her movements in the night. I know when to pause my TV and plug in earbuds. I know when to fake sleep. I know when to turn my laptop back on. I've memorized it all. One of my mum's strictest rules is that I can't lock my door under any circumstances. Being the slightly rebellious arsehole I am, I started locking my bedroom door at night, out of spite. Although, saying I locked it is very loose here, as it doesn't technically lock. My best friend accidentally broke the door handle a few years back by twisting it too hard when it was locked, so now whipping the doorknob quickly opens up my door. It takes a lot of practice, and it's something only me, my dad, and my best friend can do. Once I started locking my door, I became way more lenient on my observations at night. Part of my rebellious teen spirit shut off since there was really nothing to rebel about. I also started 3 summer jobs in the same week and was flat out exhausted. Way too tired for sneaking around to binge community highlights. Instead of sleeping at 4 and waking up at 12, I was now sleeping at 12 and waking up at 8. My new sleep schedule wasn't the only change. Every night when my mum walked to the guest bedroom, she would wiggle my doorknob. I assumed she was trying to see if I still locked it or something. It was always while I was drifting asleep, so I never really picked up on it. I didn't even notice that there were 2 trips across the house each night, when it had once been 1. I didn't even notice that each night the doorknob shaking got more and more intense, until it sounded like someone was trying to break down my door. Scratch that. I did actually notice. One night, I was listening to one of my records and sitting in my closet, a daily occurrence at this point, when the doorknob rattled. I assumed my mum's aggressive rattle was a reminder to sleep soon. I had work the next morning and wasn't even near ready for bed. I yelled back at her, but the rattling didn't stop. Instead, the rattling continued until my door burst open. The energy coming from my doorway felt cold and absolutely nothing like my mum. My heart dropped into my chest, and then I remembered I was in my closet. At first glance, you wouldn't even realize I have a closet. It's half blocked by a bookshelf and completely covered by a large pride flag. To any random person, the existence of my dresser and hidden closet would dismiss me hiding in the closet. I was riding on that. The person stepped into my room and confirmed my suspicions. It wasn't my mum. Wasn't even my dad or one of my pets, although I don't know how they do the rattle thing. The footsteps were clashing, like this person was constantly walking on squeaky wood. For a moment, I even wondered if they were a person. The thing, walked up to my record player and pulled the needle up, stopping my music. There was an eerie silence in my room, and I tried to avoid shifting or making any body noises. The thing walked around my room, and then seemingly satisfied that I wasn't there, turned off the light, walked out, and closed the door. I fell asleep in my closet. My mum woke me up by calling my name loudly. She was in my room and looked panicked by my disappearance from my bed. I told her some lie about getting distracted and falling asleep while listening to my music, and she nodded, while pretending to not notice the removed needle on my record player. She didn't comment on it and instead led me to breakfast. That was about a week ago. I quit one of those free jobs, and I tried to spend more time at night with my folks. When I hang out in my bedroom after dark, it's in my closet, and I'm either sitting in silence or sitting with one earbud on a low volume. So far, I haven't had any run-ins with that thing. I talked to my mum about the doorknob rattling and asked her to stop. She told me she'd only rattled it for a few nights just to joke around with me, and I really wish I didn't believe her. My dad changed the doorknob, and my mum promised to never rattle my doorknob again. They were confused when I started ranting about doorknobs, but I'm glad they helped me out here. I still lock my doors at night, out of habit. Luckily, my parents don't comment on it. I'm just hoping to never have a run-in with that thing again. Just my luck. I was writing up this post on this very subreddit when the doorknob started rattling. It's barely noticeable, but you can hear the slight metally sound. It's nowhere near the level it was that night, but something new has come with its rattling. The thing has started talking. It's talking to me right now as I write this. I can't tell what it's saying since it's speaking so softly. I'm going to finish writing this and then sneak down from my bed. I'm squeezing into that damn closet as soon as I can. The thing doesn't have urgency yet. I know it will soon, and soon enough it'll figure out how to pop the lock like last time. Wish me luck.
Hello listeners, if you enjoyed this story, please check out the author in the description. For more content, leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more sinister readings.